Live from Owings Mills, Maryland, it's the Max Fortune Show. Whether it's becoming a success by achieving your dreams and goals, growing your business, or unlocking your full potential, the Max Fortune Show specializes in helping you maximize your fortune. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Max Fortune Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Max Fortune Show, another installation of the Max Fortune Show. I'm your host, Max Fortune, and for those of you who are not familiar, I'm an author, motivational speaker, book coach, and a publisher of books, and a person who also specializes in helping small business owners get the most out of their business. And so today we're going to be talking about, on our Get Rich in Your Niche segment, we're going to be talking about email marketing. We're going to get in that in a few moments. So again, we have actually on the phone today, so we actually have a phone-in guest today for the first time on the Max Fortune Show. We have the email marketing guru, Byron Nasir from XL Media Group, is going to be on the phone with us live. And Byron, are you there?
I am here.
All right, fantastic. He is here. Okay, so we're going to be going through a couple of things with email marketing. So just stay tuned into that. And I just want to remind everyone that the Max Fortune Show is recorded live. The show has calls coming in from viewers and listeners. And in most instances, we're able to pull up your comments here on Facebook. So I do want to let you know that we always welcome comments from viewers, from you like yourself. And the way you can tune into the show is by going to Ask Max Fortune on Facebook. And again, if you haven't liked and followed the page yet, please do so right now. Also, please share the Ask Max Fortune page with anyone you know who has a small business or someone that you know that would like to market or learn about marketing their small business. Again, we definitely want to be able to have this message designed specifically for them. Now, also, you can join the conversation today by calling our toll-free phone number. So again, no matter where you are, I know we have people, and some people in India, some people in Ireland watching, and some people in Asia, and of course across the United States. So again, you can call us toll-free, 844-220-2266. Again, that's 844-220-2266. You can tune in, or you can actually call in and ask questions about marketing your small business on there, or you can also email us live, or email us here on the show at maxfortuneshow@gmail. So again, you can email us at maxfortuneshow@gmail, or call in live, or comment on our Facebook page by going to Ask Max Fortune. So we are posting that right now. And the other thing is we're going to be, like I said, discussing email marketing and what email marketing does. I'm sure a lot of people understand it, but just to go over it, it allows business owners to reach a large number of consumers at a rate of really pennies per message. So if you have a business out there, you have a business message, it's probably one of the most economical ways to market. So if you're not marketing your business using email marketing, we're going to give you a lot of tips and pointers on how to do that, how you can market your business. So I just want you to stay tuned, get a pen and piece of paper, write down notes, comment in, because again, we are able to comment or respond to comments live right here while you're in. And like I said, I would definitely love for you to call in to the show today with your questions as well. For a small business on a budget, email marketing, is probably one of the best choices you can make. It works a lot more cost effective than traditional marketing like TV and radio or direct mail. And you know what? It's very effective for helping you as a business owner and consumers stay connected. Byron, would you agree with that?
Yeah, most definitely. It's quite easy to these days, very effective and inexpensive. Everyone today has an email, whether they signed up for one via free carriers like Gmail, Yahoo, and people actually don't know how many emails they have. Your phone carriers give you email accounts. Your cable provider gives you an email account. You actually have an email account through your Facebook account. So everybody here, even if they don't think they have an email account, actually has one via Facebook too. So email marketing is just one of the smarter ways to market your business or to incorporate into your marketing strategy.
And you know what? I have to agree with you 100%. And a lot of times people don't know that they have a email address tied to their phone, or they have Gmail, email, Yahoo, all these different things. But it's really one of the most cost-effective ways for communicating when you have a business. And one of the most important things is making sure that even when you send out email, is following up that and making sure that, because that's really the profits for email marketing. We're going to get into this, Byron. I'm sure we're going to delve into this even more. But the profits for email marketing is all in the follow-up. A lot of times it's not just a matter of just sending out an email blast to people. We're going to explain what an email blast is in a little moment. But making sure that you follow up essentially within 24 hours after your first email. That's really the most prime time to follow up with someone after you sent them an email, is again within that 24-hour period. And so it's very critical that you not just send out email, but that you do follow up with people, and you make sure that you're doing that, because again, that just becomes a waste if you're just sending out email blasts and you're not following up with the people that you're sending out email to. You're not corresponding with them. We're going to talk a little bit later about how different ways, I'm sure Byron and I will get into that, or Byron get into that, some different ways to keep in touch with people. And Byron, when it comes to emails, what would you say is the best way of some people kind of like long messages, short messages? Is it quick to do quick blast, or write out an entire 2 or 3 page email? What would you say is the best way to kind of send or have an effective email?
For marketing, definitely want to keep your emails short. You want to make them short and scannable. You got to imagine that people are getting hundreds of emails a day, or plenty of emails a day, and they could be doing tons of other things. So what you want to do is definitely keep your emails short, scannable, which means you can have like bogus subtitles within it, so they can actually read through emails and see the parts that stand out to them. In your title of the email, you want to have something that's like a teaser, something that actually will get them to open it in that sea of emails that they may have within their email box. You definitely want to get that, something to entice them. And if you're sending something that maybe you're passionate about, or there's just a lot of content for, I would definitely suggest doing what's known as a read more link.
Okay.
So you put a little bit of your content into your email, and then towards the bottom, if you want to get more information about this subject, you can add a read more link, and this also allows you to then actually have multiple topics that you can touch on briefly with that now, if someone wants to have more information on one topic, they can read more on your website, which also drives traffic to your website, which also helps your marketing and your SEO presence and things of that nature.
I can't agree with you more. That's a great point to bring up as far as that search engine optimization piece, and about what they call a backlink, linking back to your website from an email blast. It just definitely shows or helps you. And just again, SEO, what is search engine optimization, you want to make sure that your whatever marketing you do is optimized for people to be able to find it online. Because again, a lot of people are searching for different things. There's so many people searching the World Wide Web for information, and you want to make sure that your information is optimized where it's discoverable, where people can kind of find it. And one of the ways that what Byron mentioned is a fantastic way of doing that, having your message short. But he really mentioned also, Byron, I like the way that you mentioned having your subject line be important, and how you structure your subject line to make somebody want to open up your email. Because again, people do in today's world get bombarded with lots of different emails, and you want to make sure your message does stand out. So I agree with that. And one of the other things is emails must be mobile friendly. In today's world, everyone has a cell phone. This is how most people actually access their email. They're not accessing their email from a desktop anymore. So you want to make sure that when you craft an email, there's so many different, and Byron, I'm sure you'll agree with me that there's so many different platforms out there, and a lot of them do. Like, there's MailChimp, there's Aweber, there's the list goes on, and a lot of those allow you to actually see a mobile version of your email. And for the ones that allow you to do that, I definitely would recommend you doing that. And the ones that don't, want a good rule of thumb is not to have a multiple column email that you're sending out, or make sure that it is optimized for mobile devices, where it actually streamlines and puts everything in kind of one line. So if someone's scrolling through it on their phone, they're kind of not getting, they don't have to pinch and squeeze the message, because again, people will get lost in that. So again, you want to make sure that when you are doing that. When you are creating your email, you're thinking about making sure that it's mobile friendly. For the vast majority of most people are definitely using it on the web. I mean, they're using it on their phone rather. And so you definitely want to make sure your message is one that's conducive for mobile devices. And Byron, as far as I mentioned some of the other websites like Aweber, MailChimp, guys, there's so many of them out there. Those are just the ones that kind of come to mind. Can you talk about email templates? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who want to do some email marketing. Maybe they've never done it before, and maybe afraid to make sure the information is in the right place and make sure their email looks good. Can you talk about that or speak to
Yeah, certainly. Oh, you were first talking about having a good rule of thumb is the single column thing. Like you said, using MailChimp or Aweber or GetResponse, any of those, or some of the most accessible sources, they do have what's known as templates, which then allow you to have a view or a look that you can reuse. And the best thing about those templates is that once you customize them, they can really be incorporated into your brand. If you know I was working with a client who was, most of her clients were AKA. So, her email branding for that list was a lot of pink and green, going throughout it. So you can incorporate those type of things into your branding of that template. Now, every time she sends it out, it matches. So you want to put your logo in there, your brand, your signature or your tagline, and also your social link, so that these people can actually, from their email, can find you on Facebook, find you on LinkedIn, find you on Twitter, and things of those nature. And then also using a template once you've already gone in and customized it and you save it. It just adds that level of consistency and professionalism that your clients will then they'll definitely take notice to once you do that. And again, it'll also help with things like being mobile view friendly, and consistency and things of that nature, and deliverability.
I can't agree with you more on that too. And again, incorporating those brand logos and having a brand. We talk about that a lot on the show about how important branding is and how important your brand is. Whatever business you have out there is very important to be focused on your brand and have a brand. And one of the things that is important when it comes to email marketing is making sure your message is personal. A lot of the mail services that we mentioned here, and I'm sure Byron, you'll agree that a lot of these messages will allow you to do what's called like a merge or add in. It actually makes it seem like it's a custom email because there's a way to put in the person's name and it personalizes the email. So you want to make sure when you're emailing, it's not just, to whom it may concern or, something generic. You want to make sure it's personal. And a lot of the top websites or the top email marketing software will allow you to do that by entering in somebody's first name or their last name or their title or whatever different thing you want to use to make it personal. And then now you're getting an email from John, or hey John, this is the message for the day, or hey Jan, here's whatever. So you want to make sure that your message, that email blast you're sending out, is personal, and that it does kind of have a personal ring to it, a personal touch. It doesn't seem like it was just kind of universally put out there. So it's very important that you do that whenever you can. And the great thing about, like Byron just mentioned, is email templates, and the fact that most of the software allows you to put in the first names or customize this. It really helps with your branding, helps personalize your message, and helps keeping you looking professional. And the aid of technology today with all of this stuff is really, like I said, it's really simpler. It's a lot simpler than you may think or believe. So if you're not trying email marketing, again, hopefully by the end of the show, you'll feel confident enough to try some of the things that we're talking about. But again, making sure that you are keeping it personal. And so, Byron, you know what? Because people get so bombarded with messages all the time, do you have an idea, or can you share with people what the best time is to send out an email blast? You know what I mean?
Well, this also coincides with, like you said, keeping it personal. what a lot of autoresponders, especially the ones we mentioned before, have what's called a segmented list, which now, but because I only bring it up because the time of day that you send now could depend on the region that the people you're sending to, or in what time zone they're in. A good time that's universally good is 10 a.m. For whatever that person or individual time zone is. That's like the most, your highest open rate is going to be around 10 a.m. Yeah, it's marginally compared to a few other times, but especially if you think most people may have a 9 to 5 or something like that, they're getting in, getting settled, and they're checking their emails for the day. That's why I believe 10 a.m. is a good time. But again, that's why I may talk a lot about segmenting your list, because it's one of those things where once you get into email marketing, it can change the way you do things, because you may have half of your list on the East Coast and half of it on the West Coast. And you can send the same email segmented by the time zones, and you're hitting them both at that golden time. And another thing to consider is the best day, again, marginally, is Thursday. Thursday is the day that most people, I would say that Thursday has the highest open rate. Again, we're talking about percentages, maybe 5 to 8%. Is what it changes by, but when you're dealing with thousands of emails,
Right.
Even less, hundreds of emails, that 5 to 8% can make a difference.
I agree with you 100%. And so that's a really great point as far as segmenting a list and being able to send out at the optimal time, because I think what you're saying is that I also think based on, would you agree that based on the person's audience, again, if you're a nightclub owner, you want to send, or a nightclub, you want to send, or a restaurant, you want to send your emails later at the time when somebody will probably be going out, in the evening, or if you're a restaurant, something, again, if people are at dinner, or you may have something you send out for breakfast in the day, but you don't want to be sending out a breakfast, message if you're a restaurant at night. So the timing becomes, really critical, I would think.
Exactly. That's definitely a very valid point. It's definitely audience dependent.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. And, so I want to kind of talk about these email autoresponders. Actually, the names that we mentioned are also considered autoresponders, or they have autoresponders in them. And what an autoresponder is, a sequence of messages that automatically go out. So let's say you send out an email blast like we're talking about, and one of your clients opens it. They open it up. Today's Thursday. Byron said the most optimal day to send is on a Thursday. We do the show on Thursdays. So let's say you're sending it on a Thursday. Somebody that opens it up, and if you have an autoresponder, what it will do is immediately if you have it set up this way, it's an automated message or automated series of messages that they get. So on day 0, the day that they open up your first mail, they get a special message. And then tomorrow they get another message, and then the next day they get a series of emails that you set up. So as you're doing email marketing, you want to make sure that you are utilizing an autoresponder that will actually seem as if you're responding to the clients a day later, the day that they open it, a week later, the next day, whatever the series that works best for whatever your business is. But having that autoresponder is really important, because again, it's just automated responding to your email. And so you want to make sure that you're implementing that, and all of these resources that we mentioned earlier, again, are things that you can use. And I do want to say, if you do have some questions about some of the topics we're talking about email marketing, even after we get off the show or after the show is not aired, please feel free to call in at 844-220-2266. But again, that's just one thing that I think autoresponders are very important. Byron, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Just trying to send everyone individually an email through like Gmail or anything like that. You're limiting yourself. It can most certainly be done, but autoresponders just are like one of the best tools you can use. Once somebody, like you said, someone subscribes, you can already have to the point where they're getting their drip emails, and then, like you said, certain triggers can do. Like I said, I love talking about segmented lists. And what you were talking about is, let's say once they opened it, you can have that trigger them to be segmented, or like when I said you had that lead warning. So let's let's say if you had 3 different types of articles in your email blast that you sent out, all with read more links, and you saw that on the second article, that's what this person hit the read more for. Well, that can indicate that they're more interested in that topic. So now the autoresponder could already have a trigger in place to know that, okay, this person likes this information on puppies or something like that.
Gotcha.
And now they're getting that type of content as well as whatever else you have into the autoresponders. They're very great tools and have a vast array of flexibility to them.
And I think it definitely needs to be about the reader, to where the what you do is the most important function is to take people who are curious about what you do and turn them into raving fans. So your message is important to to make sure that you're thinking about your readers when you are creating an autoresponder. So whatever messages you're responding to, think about your audience. Make sure that you are writing everything for the audience, the people who are going to receive it. And so depending on what your business or industry is, again, you want to take some time and research some of their wants, needs, and desires, and make sure that your autoresponders or the information that you're giving them, and the way you mentioned a great point, Byron, you mentioned something called drip campaigns. And a drip campaign is nothing more than kind of what we talked about, a series of emails that are going to come out on a specified date or time, and you actually have those things set up prior to. So again, in today's busy world, especially if you're a small business owner and you're marketing your business, you want to be able to use or utilize as much technology as possible, because a lot that happens today, especially in the realm of email marketing, can really make you look like you're consistently emailing people out there just because you have a great autoresponder and a good drip campaign going out. Again, you can be in front of your customers or your clients on a regular basis, even just by setting up your whole campaign for the month, 1 month at a time. You can have all of that engagement, or you can have it set up for a whole year at a time. It really depends on how robust or how really intricate you decide to make it, but it is very important to have that engagement, to set it up, to create it, and to just make sure that you're constantly engaging. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing your business, being top of mind is critical. It's important. You want to make sure that you're top of mind in front of your customers or your clients. And so the way to do that is to be having this autoresponder set up and really making sure that your message is catered to the reader. And so Byron, I'll ask you, what do you recommend as far as the information what kind of information should people be kind of providing to their clients in either a drip campaign or a segmented email or in an autoresponder way?
Well, your email should be one of 3 things. It should either speak to a specific or particular interest, answer a particular question, or solve a particular problem. That way, when someone sees your email, like I said, that subject line or whatever whatever you have bold throughout your email, whatever they can scan in and see, what they're going to pick out is something that stands out to them. So if they see something that answers a question they may have about something, or a product you have, or when you're having a sale, or things like that, is answering a question or is solving a problem or speaking to that particular interest of why they even got on your list in the first place. But you don't want to send someone who's on your list irrelevant information or information that they didn't ask for, because that's a quick way to turn that person off of your content. And then it could be that, and you have to be really careful, because you don't want to turn off someone from reading maybe the next email, which could be quite relevant to them, because they didn't get because they now think that your email isn't relevant to them. Or if last time you sent an email, it was 2 pages long that didn't do anything for them, or they didn't get much out of it, then you're wasting that impression that you got on them and opening and reading your email. So you definitely want it to be about what it is that they signed up for, or answer particular questions, or solve a problem. Right? They should walk away with what I was concerned.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And you know what? I think one of the things that's really important is utilizing sign-up forms rather on websites and social media. Those are the kind of things, would you agree, that kind of can help you you're trying to grow your database. Would you agree that those are some of the tactics that you could use or should be used? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, certainly. You want to make it as easy as possible for someone to sign up for your email list. You want to have your way for them to sign up on your homepage for your website, or if you have a blog, or you want to have maybe a place on your Facebook page for them to sign up. Any which way you're going to get in front of people, or especially your target audience, you want to make it easy for them to be able to sign up into the email list. That way you can then make that next connection and build that relationship and take it further.
You know, I agree with you there. There are also add-ons like forwarding to a friend. I mean, that's one of the amazing things that most of these email clients allow you to do, is they allow you to have add-ons like forwarding to a friend. So again, imagine your database is 1,000 people, and let's say even just 10 or 20% of them forward your email to a friend. Now your list has grown by 10 or 20%. Your message has gotten 10 to 20% further than it did on the initial email blast. So utilizing things like forward to a friend button, or join my mail list button, or text to join are really great ways to really increase engagement. But also you do want to have some type of call to action in your email. So it is important, like Byron, like you mentioned earlier about solving a problem for a person. But you also do want to be able to have some type of call to action. You want to send out an email and really ask your clients to do something, click on something, call you, reach out to you by phone, or click on this. So you do want to create some type of engagement when it comes to utilizing that. And some of the add-ons that these software allow you to use are one of those things. I mean, share this. You know, you want people to share, call, email, something, some kind of response, some kind of two-way interaction with you. So I think that's really important. And you know what, I wanted you to talk a little bit about some of the ways that people can utilize a sign-up form other than even online. How about some of the people who have maybe a brick and mortar spot? Are some ideas you have for being able to use that, Byron?
Yeah, well, you can definitely have the one thing you do is you can have a simple email sign-up form. Just like you said, if you had a brick and mortar place at the office or something like that, you can have a sign-up form, or incorporate opting into your newsletter or email list on another form that you may already be using. If you're someone who maybe does webinars, or not webinars, but presentations and things of that nature, you can have a sign-up form there. At the end, get more information, find out about the next show, just join this list and things of that nature. So, some people use they're like little principal cards, and it might be it looks like almost like a postcard. And sometimes they'll have information that you fill out on the left side, email, name, that part attaches, and they'll drop that into a box. Also, which is another thing which you can use as an incentive. I'll definitely let you talk more about that. But once it rips off, they have something to leave away with, and you still gotten the opt-in, that email information, so you can further build your list.
I agree with you. I agree with you there. And like I said, having a sign also has compelling benefits for subscribers, and also letting people know how often you're going to send out emails is really important. A lot of times that's something that can be stipulated in the beginning. Hey, just let people know what to expect with your emails. And one of the things, or one of the ways you could do that, is on your initial email. Hey, listen, we'd like to keep you in the loop. We'd like to be able to send you valuable information. We'd like to send out information weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, or whatever. So it's always good to set the stage for whatever your client is really, just let them know. It's based on, again, all the stuff that we're mentioning is based on your client base, based on the really the customer, the client that you have, that you're getting in front of. So you want to always, in every aspect of your email marketing, think about your audience, the people that you're targeting. And again, the engagement of what you do, the rules of thumb and how you do it is going to be different based on your audience. So there's really no one size fits all here. And I want to kind of go back, Byron, to something you mentioned earlier, which I think is really, really important. in today's world or realm, there's a lot of email. There's a lot of aggressive, the Can Spam Act and all of this other stuff. How important is it to really get people to sign up to your list before you send them any information on a regular basis? What would you say? What were your thoughts on that?
That's actually very important. That touches on one technique is what we refer to as the double opt-in, just so that it verifies not only did they give you their email, but then they go back in and before they're finally added into your list, they've confirmed it. But it's very important. There's actually laws, anti-spam laws, that actually make it so that if someone reports that they were added to your list without permission, what you just don't want is you don't want your email account or your list to be blacklisted, because then it makes it harder to get your email even to others delivered reliably. So you always want to ask them to send them the emails and things like that. Even if you get their email account, just make sure that they know that they will be receiving a newsletter or email conveyed, or describe the extent to which they will be getting email. You want to have something in there that lets them know that they will be receiving email. And again, just to touch on again, should always possibly in the nature of how they just segment them. If they signed up while they were getting a product, so maybe you only got the email account as a receipt, just segment it into that list accordingly. That way, you know that they didn't sign up to get information on X when they maybe just wanted to get their receipt or something like that. So there's definitely techniques you can use to get the email account, use it accordingly, and make sure that they know that they're going to receive the email, so they're not surprised.
You know what, I agree with you there, and there's so many tactics for email marketing. I'm really, like I said, glad that you're on this call, because what we try to do is bring value to people who are watching the show, and really just kind of bring techniques and strategies that people can utilize that are really affordable ways to market, especially when it comes to small business. You want to also always be thinking, I mean, every business is always thinking about their bottom line, how they can save money and how can they maximize their marketing dollars. And one of the ways that you can do that is really featuring a strategic partner. So if you have a strategic partner, which would be somebody who has the same customer as you, but is not a competitor. So that's one thing that's really, really important. There's another effective way. Again, if you and another business are really targeting the same person, but you're not in competition with each other, there's a great partnership that can be done where you can actually feature that strategic partner in your email blast, give them a link, and maybe they can share in either providing you their email list of people so that you're doing some kind of shared marketing that way, or you're linking back to their website, bringing traffic on. Maybe they're really helping or doing some of the co-marketing with your branding or whatever you're doing. But there's so many different ways where you can bring in other businesses and cut some of your expenditures and costs down by, again, partnering with a strategic partner to get your message out there, especially if your client's the same and now you're both reaching the same client and you have links to your website, maybe a link to theirs or a special offer that they may be offering. Or it could be maybe if you're a massage parlor and you have a strategic partner with somebody who makes a body oil, and they're not in competition with you. One really enhances the other, and so having a strategic partner where maybe they have a coupon on your email, now you're providing value to your customer, your client, and you actually may have cut down on some of the costs that may have because you partnered with a strategic partner, or you may have gotten an extended list of people because your strategic partner is going to allow you to send that marketing to them because it benefits them as well. So there's so many different ways to kind of really structure your business and your marketing. And you know, in today's world, it's definitely always a good thing to be thinking of different ways that you can market and different ways you can reach your target audience. And Byron, can you talk a little bit about, you know, contests or sweepstakes? You know what I mean? That's another way, right? That people can reach people, you know?
Yeah, certainly. Contests and sweepstakes. The great thing about that is when people sign up for things like that, giving you their email account, and now when you send them that email, they have something to look forward to, like if they possibly won. But you can need to do is provide your email account, and you'll be notified and things of that nature. But yeah, contests and sweepstakes are definitely one of the very high converting incentives for building your list, and building your list is key. And people love the winning things. It's definitely something that works.
And you know what? I can't agree with you more. And you know, I'm going to segue right into we do our vacation voucher. Actually, we have for anybody who comments in on our show, or the best comment or the best call-in, you know, for the show, we actually have a vacation voucher. So, Byron, this is kind of what you were speaking about. We actually give 2 days and 3 nights away to one of 10 different destinations for anybody who comments on the show, the best commenter on the show. We have a couple comments here, or people who actually call in the show, the best call-in, or the best caller that we receive. Again, we also award them a vacation voucher. So we've done that to several people right now. So again, I wanted to mention that. I also want
to win.
Huh?
So can we call him win? How about this guy right here?
Well, we'll talk about it off air. How about that? I do want to remind people, as always, the show is recorded live. We really work hard to try to bring you valuable information that can help you grow your business. So hopefully you're getting some information or some value from this information. Also, to ask you to share this information. If you know someone with a small business, somebody who's trying to market their business or try to grow their business or wants to start a business, go ahead and share this video with someone right now. Share this live feed with someone right now. Or ask people to go on to Ask Max Fortune on Facebook to watch the show, tune in. Again, we do the show every week, every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you can definitely join the conversation by calling us right now at 844-220-2266. Again, that number is 844-220-2266. Or you can email us at maxfortuneshow@gmail. And again, we love doing the show. I love doing the show. It's recorded live. And then we do have replays that we play on YouTube. So you can watch this show or catch it again by going to YouTube and then going to Max Fortune Show. So again, that's another way. Maybe if you're hearing this message, you say, hey man, this is great. I would like to share this with somebody, but maybe they're at work right now or they're doing their other 9 to 5. You can also share this on YouTube or have them go to the YouTube. We usually have it posted the next day. Again, what I do want to do is we're focusing on the importance of email marketing, and it helps you maintain your communication with prospects and customers. I mean, it's really one of the simplest, easiest ways to do that, one of the most cost-effective, affordable ways. So we're here on the line on the show today, kind of explaining some really good information on how you can just do just that, and how you can not only do some email marketing, but do it effectively and affordably. And again, this is some really valuable information. I hope you're taking notes or again, watching or sharing this with people. And converting targeted traffic leads is really important, and there really is a simple formula, Byron. So we're going to kind of get into this. The simple formula is also one of the parts of that formula is welcome people that come into your site with an irresistible offer. We talked about having a vacation voucher, some kind of special offer. That's one of the ways you definitely want to entice people to kind of convert them into a lead, opting into your newsletter or opting in or to whatever information you want to send them. So you kind of want to have something along those lines. And Byron, kind of talk about how important it is to build relationships when it comes to marketing, or especially email marketing.
Building relationships through your email list is key. For one, it's functionally important, because if your email, if the content within the email is 100% salesy, with nothing really relevant in there, a lot of email accounts or email providers might potentially mark the email as spam if it's too salesy or everything is in there is sales. But then even on a personal level, you want to build that relationship through there so that people who keep reading your email, and you just take notes of what people are paying attention to, click through, which, like I said, we talked about a lot about autoresponders. A lot of autoresponders actually work as many like CRMs or things in which you can take notes about the client and their interactions on that email list, so you can refer back to it. And an advanced technique is actually to be able to incorporate those notes into the email to make your email even look that much more personal.
Yeah.
And like we talked about putting the name into the email, you can actually put other tidbits into a portion of your email body, and it seamlessly looks like you're sending a personalized email to that individual because you've done that and you put it into your autoresponder system, and it just further builds that relationship and that rapport and that trust.
I agree with you 100%. And, the most important thing we're talking about is connecting with people. It's really important to connect with people, connect with your audience, and being able to do that on a personal level really does take you far when it comes to email marketing, even social media marketing. I think any marketing for that matter. The more personal you can make it, the more you can connect with your audience on a personal level. It just gives you an advantage or a edge in the marketplace. And so you want to definitely do that. And you know what, as we're winding down to the bottom of the hour, I'm looking at this time is going by so quickly, and there was so much information that that I want to cover or that we want to give out to people. I do want to actually have you kind of talk about learning about people, Byron. How important is that part, that piece of that element, learning about your audience?
Well, just to refer back to the things we were talking about before, the learning about your audience gives you the fast track to knowing when you should send that email. We talked about 10 o'clock is a great time for, some people are based on the audience. Those are things that you have to use your knowledge from. You learn who your audience is to incorporate into a smarter and better and more efficient list. One size doesn't always fit all, or it's not always the best fit. So the more you learn, the better you can make it for your business to grow. So you definitely want to make it as sharp and refined as possible.
Okay, I agree with you there. And, I want to piggyback on something you mentioned earlier, and it's about being able to identify the problem. So if you identify where the problem is with your business prospect, what kind of product they're having or what kind of problem they're having, whether it's a business product or a service or anything else you may run across, being able to solve problems with your email is really critical. So if you want to really reach people, give them a solution to a problem that they're having. Somebody who's trying to save time on something, or some kind of way. If you can identify the problems that your audience has and provide them with a solution to that, they're going to find that very valuable. They're going to find you valuable. They're going to be more prone to open up your emails. And again, that is going to be the beginning or the impetus of building a really strong relationship with your clients, and also really kind of expectation, what they expect from you. And if you started off on the right foot, I mean, we all know that the way or the first impressions are lasting impressions. So if you're providing good information from the beginning, people are going to constantly count on you for that and look forward to you for providing that kind of content and information. And I think it's just going to help your business go a whole lot further in that realm. And so, Byron, let's go over some of the important steps. You sent me some information here. So let's go over some of the important steps. What do you consider some of the important steps to building an email list?
One of the steps is it starts with the very first step, getting people to sign into your email list. So one of the best things is, I guess the first step will be getting an email service provider or signing up for your autoresponder will be the very first step. And the next one I would say is to incentivize people to subscribe to your list. And a great way to do that is like we talked about giving them the offering, or giving them an offer or the sweepstakes or things like that. What you want is just gating things and finding ways for people to give you that email account and reasons for them to give you the email account, because it all starts with you getting that so you can build your list.
I agree with you. And you know what? I want to also piggyback on something you said really at the top of the show, talking about making it easy for people to subscribe. And so once you have something to give away, you need to definitely make it easy for people to subscribe on your website, your opt-in forms, or wherever you're, again, it could be on your website, it could be on your social media, your anything that you're putting out there. You definitely don't want to make it difficult for people to subscribe or to grow your list, because if you're trying to grow a list, you want to lead people very quickly and easily to a button that, join my list or add my list or get valuable information. So you definitely want to make sure you're doing information like that. And, as far as transforming visitors into subscribers, Byron, what's one of the recommendations you have for doing that?
Simply, the simplest way is to have the opt-in form on your website. You need to have some sort of subscription process that allows them to join your email list, and then that they get a welcome email and just goes that far. But when someone visits your website, you just want to give them some way to opt in and subscribe to your list.
I agree with you. And you know what? Let's go over. You sent me a really your top 10. I think this is a top 10 list of tricks, or 7 tricks actually, that you have kind of sent us over. And so I want to review some of these amazing tricks and tips. So if you're listening out there, if you're watching the show, I want you to definitely, if you didn't hear anything else that we said, I want you to definitely tune in right now to some of these tricks that one of the #1 email marketing gurus has come up with. And so let's go over a couple of these things, Byron. So one of the things you sent us here, as far as your recommended steps to building an email list. So I'm going to go trick #1, you said, was add an opt-in form to your blog or your sidebar. And the sidebar is that little part in the side of your website that may have some kind of content, but if you're adding an opt-in form to that, even if you just have a blog, adding an opt-in form to that is a great place to start. It's a heavy traffic area normally where blogs are, I would imagine, Byron. And again, so even if you have a blog site, you're recommending that people put that opt-in form right on there, right? Am I correct?
Certainly, definitely. That's definitely trick 1 would be to have an opt-in form on your sidebar. Another one is very similar, is having a notification bar with what's known as a hello bar at the top of your website. Something that pops in when your page loads. They can have a custom message that encourages people to sign up to your email list. You can either have them sign in right there at the top, or you can have a link at the end that will direct them to your landing page, which will get them to sign up to your email list that way. But having a bar or a dynamic way that comes down from the top of your website is another good technique.
I think trick #3 is also really, really important. You listed trick #3 as adding an opt-in page to your main menu of your website. So again, across your menu website, having an opt-in page, which has a subscribe key or update or connect page to your main menu. And again, giving your opt-in form or putting your opt-in form on your home page, or giving a home of its own, is really super critical, I would imagine. And having a page dedicated to your email updates can help reel in more easily distracted visitors, is one of the things that you talked about as trick #3. You agree with that, Byron?
Yeah, that's why I sent it to you. Definitely. And the other one is very similar to, sometimes you have it on your navigation on your menu. The other one is if your website has a slider, you can have what's known as an opt-in right there on your slider on your homepage. And I don't know if your visitors will know what a slider is, but whenever you go to a web page and you'll go in, and the first thing you see when it loads, maybe beneath the menu or maybe not, it's maybe a large image section, and it may go from slide to slide, and so what we call that a slider. And if you already have one of those slides that rotates around could potentially be an opt-in slider. So first one is still welcome, and then the next one is another slide, and then the third one will be one in which someone could enter their email directly into that slider and opt into your email. And if you don't have a slider on your webpage, I would definitely suggest one. If you didn't know what you would want to put there, put an opt-in to your email right there.
There you go. I think it's a great, like I said, some really good information. I think trick #5 is just as important. And I guess the trick #5 is really prompting visitors with a pop-up, wait for them to opt in from a pop-up on the screen. So a lot of times I'm sure you've visited a website and you've been on there for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and then a window pops up asking you to subscribe here, or to even a lot of times if you have a blog especially, and for those of you who just starting with a blog, a lot of times once someone's kind of maybe on, if you have a message that may be a page long, right? When somebody's on your page for 30, 45 seconds, you have that opt-in blog or the opt-in form popping up on your blog even. That just encourages people to, before they can even finish reading the blog, you're asking them to subscribe or opt in. If they found your information valuable, most likely people will opt in right from there. Or sometimes those opt-ins are notated when you're about to navigate off of the page. There's an opt-in there. So opt-in forms, I think I have to agree with Byron, is really an amazing way of growing your list. And so, Byron, what's trick number 6? That was trick number 5.
Trick number 6 to growing your list is what I touched on briefly, was the double opt-in or the confirmation email. And this works for 2 great things. One, it keeps you compliant with the spam filters, and also it's for gating your content. Once a visitor comes in and they sign up for your email list, they'll then get a confirmation email, which is then it'll go to whatever email they provided to you, and they'll click the confirmation link, and then they'll be added, which is very important for things like if you have, let's say you were going to have a seminar or webinar or something like that, and you say, the only cost of entry is you opting into my email list. Well, now, what if somebody wants to give you abc@abc.com? Well, now if they give you that, you just give you a fake one, and now you have useless real estate, you have useless email. The double opt-in keeps you compliant, and it stays off things like that. So it's just good all the way around for good technique to use, especially for gated content.
No, I agree with you there. And what I want to also just kind of touch in on something you said earlier, and I think it's important that even with these opt-ins and everything, that your look and feel of whatever your opt-in forms, your emails, your engagement, there's some kind of consistency and some kind of brand to it, with your brand. And so that's one thing to also remember when you're creating opt-in forms, pop-up forms, or all the different tricks and things of growing a list, that you're thinking about branding, you're thinking about a color scheme that's consistent throughout everything. So people are kind of, when they see certain colors or they see this stuff, that kind of makes, I think of things like Target with that red Target, or Best Buy, or I'm just trying to think of some of the things that come off top of my mind where you kind of, when you see a certain color, that they stay within the same color scheme. And so I think that that's really important when it comes to branding, focusing on building your color scheme and doing it well and keeping it all connected in. And I want to end trick number 7 is you sent in to create an inviting confirmation page. So again, what a confirmation page is once somebody does opt in, now whatever page you're sending them to, because most of these email platforms will allow you to send out an email. Once you send that email out, it will actually send that person, once they opt in, it'll send them to an automatically page that says, thank you for opting in, thank you for confirming. So make sure that is very inviting, that's not bland, it's not just a line of text or 2 lines of text. You want to kind of put some time in there. This is now your first real engagement with your guests or the people that is on your list. So you want to make sure it's not blah, that it's not bland, it's not generic. This is a great chance for you this is your first introduction. Remember what I said earlier, that first impressions are lasting impressions, and you want to make sure that you're giving the right impression of your business, that you're serious, that you're focused on engagement, that you're professional. And again, here's the first opportunity you have to do that. So creating that inviting confirmation page is really super important. And what I'm surprised at, Byron, is how many confirmation pages, subscription confirmations, lead to a dead end. It's really sad when that happens. And when a new subscriber confirms subscription, that's really a great way to redirect or have that redirect URL, redirect them somewhere, maybe to give them further to another product or to another service that you have. And so to not take advantage of that, I think is a big waste. Would you agree with that?
They definitely want to, they're signing me up and they confirm that they're engaged. They're right there with you. You can then take them. You really have them, I don't want to say in a palm of your hand, but you have them right there on the hook. And it's very critical where you can direct them from there.
I agree with you 100%. So I think that some of these practices that you mentioned, you would agree that they create lots of response or the way of, we're talking about today about growing your email list, growing your brand through email marketing. And what I do want to do, if you do have some information or some questions about growing your personal brand, and you want to contact us off the air or just directly get some more information, again, I do want to make sure we're giving that information out. And, before I kind of do that also, I want to make sure that sometimes you don't always have to, there's so many different ways that technology allows us to engage even the small business owner with growing. You don't even have to have an employee in your office doing this for you. You can always have a virtual assistant, and a virtual assistant is somebody who may be working remotely from their home or sometimes people get virtual assistants from other countries or wherever. So you can have a virtual assistant who is actually working with you. And we actually do, Byron, I believe that's something that XO Media Group does, is help people with virtual assistants or help people with email marketing. So again, if you do want to call it, we'll give you the information to get to XO Media Group to talk to someone about how to set up some of this marketing for you. And so again, we definitely love to do that. You can call us here at 844-220-2266. You'll probably get the producer of the show, Aisha, at that point in time, and she'll kind of direct you to the right information. Or you can also email us directly at maxfortuneshow@gmail. So again, we love creating or giving people valuable information to help you. If you have a small business, that's one of the things that I live for, and that's why one of the reasons why I did come in with the show is to really, there's so many different innovative ways to grow your business, and there's so many affordable ways that it takes. And when you have a business, you really have to be very mindful of every dollar you spend, and your time is so critical and important, but your money, how you spend your money, is even more critical and important. And so what we try to do here is provide you with valuable ways to utilize your money that you spend, the time that you spend, shorten that education curve so that you're getting valuable information that can help you grow your business. So hopefully you're finding that information to be valuable. And again, if you like the content that we're bringing every week here, don't forget to go on, again, if you're watching us on Facebook, again, you're here on Ask Max Fortune, or you can go to, if you're on Instagram, like the page, like this page, please. If you're on here watching the show, if someone has referred you or shared this link with someone else, make sure you like the page. What I do want to say is thank you for watching. Byron, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You've given us, I'm sure these viewers, an audience, a plethora of really valuable and good information. And so I want to thank you for coming on to the show, Byron. All right, so again, viewers out there, I want to thank you for watching the show. We appreciate you for tuning in. We thank you for tuning in. I want to say it's definitely been my pleasure talking with you today. And so from here at the Max Fortune Show, I just want to sign off saying have a good day. See you next week. We same day, same time rather, next Thursday. So every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. tune in. Next week we have a really special show, so tune in. Next Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. Look forward to seeing you there. All right. Thank you. Go to YouTube go to Max Fortune Show on YouTube. There you go. And subscribe to that page, and you'll be able to get our videos. So again, thank you for tuning in, and look forward to talking with you next week, sharing valuable information with you next week.